Hello, everyone. It is currently Tuesday, September 23rd. We have a lot to talk about. I'm going to start this journal with a lick since I miss drumming. Put that on my bike right there. All right. I have this cool ass lick that I wrote. I'm actually gonna go and walk on my treadmill because I was gonna go outside and it was raining a little bit, but literally it was raining harder. It was raining harder as I was stepping along the sidewalk, and I was like, bro, it's gonna literally fucking pour on me within 5 minutes, and I'm gonna be running back regarding everything. So, haven't been here in a while in the garage. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about today. Today was a very good day. I cleared up a lot of things. And we're gonna have the most interesting 50 days of our life. Okay. So on this previous journal, I was kind of scattered. I made some things that happened today, right? Fuck. I don't even remember. All I remember is like the last 2 hours. I'm not gonna lie to you. But essentially, texting my clients. I did make $600 today. Out of nowhere from Kevin. That felt really fucking good. That actually put me in a decent position for today. What else, man? I did run SMS today. I did set a meeting today. That was pretty cool. And it was a meeting that I booked in the past, so it's all good. What else? I upload a shit ton of journals, so I actually have storage now. I'm gonna keep uploading them. It's also cool to see how much I progress as I make these journals, man. I'm uploading journals from March, April, when strike was ending this season. It's crazy. I've progressed a lot, man. It feels good to look back and be like, yes, I did make progress. I am making progress, I watched quite a bit of Josh Lyons today, I'm not gonna lie. I did there was some time today where I definitely could have done more. Not even that. Just like I for a solid, I want to say like almost 2 hours, just on my phone in bed. Sorry, I just had to blow my nose. I got 2 mocks and they were canceled today, so that happened. But dude, a lot of today was just not knowing what to do. Not gonna lie to you. Not even gonna lie to you. I sent the hiring email today. Tried texting Jeff. This client's pretty weird, bro. The last text I got was the dad being pretty mad that the reactivation was getting some not good responses from the customers. When, sometimes they're just petty. But a lot of the bad responses were from them not liking the work that they did in the past. So that's a little bit annoying. And it was actually producing, It's not even halfway through, I think, and they already got like 2-3 estimates, So it's like, whatever. But yeah, essentially. And then ever since that point, they just not responding. They're ghosting. I called them multiple times. I called them yesterday and the day before. No response. I believe I even called them today. I'll have to check. Don't remember. A lot of finances were figured out, so my mom was bugging me. I figured out that yes, the classes got refunded. Big win. Another thing I figured out is exactly how much money I have after the 600. I basically have 700 after look, so I have 1,000 right now, right, in total. Once all this money actually comes in, I'll have 700 if I pay my credit card balance, which I figured out a lot about that too today. but I'll have 200 in profit if I pay for Sales.io and I pay for the credit card balance. A big thing about the credit card, though, that leads me to that is, dude, it's really fucking good. It's really lenient, and I love it. I love this system. But essentially, Amex, they have a fixed date when it comes to ending the billing period. It's not like Capital One, where your statements are logged and then every single statement is due in 31 days. No, they have a set statement, and then after that statement, after that, you can call it recording the cycle. It's like a cycle where all your balance amalgamates. After that passes, which that's like a month long, by the way. It's a full month. After that, they have a 25-day grace period. So what you could do, if you play your cards right, is you can pay for everything on the 29th, theoretically. Theoretically, you could pay for everything on either the 29th or the 30th. Probably the 30th to be safe. But on the 30th, you pay for everything. You have a full month for the cycle to stop recording, which, since you pay for everything in the middle of the month, assuming you're not spending on bullshit, then there's gonna be nothing else other than like high-level expenses, whatever. But like, my point is, like, beginning of the month, spend. And then after that entire month, you have 25 additional days to make that spend. So essentially, if you play your cards right, you could pay for stuff and you get 55 days to pay it off. That is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. That is fantastic, bro. And with school, you can finesse it even more. So what do I mean by this? What I mean is that, oh wait, I forgot. That's not how that works, but you can kind of finesse it. So with school, like, the only thing you can finesse is that you have like 14 days of a period where they try to collect the billing before they actually cancel. It's not like if you don't pay that day, you're fucking canceled. They give you 14 days. So essentially, I did my calculations on, like, because I'm going to tell you my plan, but I could basically have access to the Sales.io for 44 days with one $500 payment. It's not going to work like that in the long term, but for short term, it will work. Because I don't think I'm going to need Sales.io for 2 months during the sprint. I'm going to explain what that is. But 31 days is too little for me. So I could literally just, delay the payment now just to make myself feel better. And then have that paid for a month. And then wait another 14 days and just let it cancel and be fine with it. So that'll be good. That'll be cool. Now let me actually tell you guys what I did. So it was around like 5 p.m. I think it was later than 5 p.m. It was like 6. No. It was like 5. It was 5. Essentially, I just didn't know what to do. Like, at the end of the day, I was telling myself earlier, I had to write all this shit down. And so I thought, I was like, what can I do to figure this out? Because I still haven't done it. And I still don't know, like, I don't know a lot of things I don't know. So I remembered that ChatGPT, with my edit to this prompt, like, it asked like really good questions. So I was like, I wonder what I could do if I could just have a full discovery with ChatGPT, like broad to nitty gritty, get my problem solved. And guess what? It worked pretty fucking well. I have something to commit to now for the next 50 days, which is basically 2 months, okay? And I'm gonna go all in on it. I'm not gonna deviate. I don't give a fuck what comes up. I'm gonna do it the best I can. Unless there's some crazy opportunity that if I take it, I'll make 10K in like 2 weeks. Not gonna happen. I'm gonna commit to this thing. So basically, guys, my big problem is that I know what to do with my agency. Sales bottleneck, pretty simple. I didn't have money. I had a very tight time frame. Like, my parents were already freaking out yesterday. Like, they were freaking the fuck out yesterday, bro. And I told them a deadline that I had. They still didn't like that much. They were still antsy. So essentially, guys, I have a very tight deadline. Now, what I told them is that by November 15th, I would make a lot more money. Okay? But November 15th, I told them that. And it was okay, you know? They didn't hate it. They didn't like it, but I think they accepted it. I think they're going to accept it, okay? So that is 50 days. That is literally exactly, well, it's actually not, sorry. It's more like 55 days. I was like, fuck it, make it 50, you know? Make it 50. Look, I basically have 50 days, all right? And so the challenge is not only those things make it more difficult to succeed because you have less leeway, you know? You have to do something that works, right? Now the other thing is that winter is coming up, and for my clients, that's a bad season, really bad season. And the other thing is the fact that I've done this for 1.5 years and it hasn't worked out yet, right? I'm kind of buying into the bullshit that the external pendulums are giving me. That's another thing. Another thing is there are all these options I could take that there is a real chance that they could work faster than what I'm doing right now. And the decision is whether do I stick with what I do or do I try something else? Because I don't think I quit early, bro. Like I gave this thing 1.5 years, bro. That is more time given to something than a lot of people have in their success stories. Now, not to say that people get to 10K a month before that, but what I am saying is that a lot of people do something for 6 months and they struggle, they gain skills, and then they do something else and they succeed. That's a lot of stories. Or maybe that time is like a year, but rarely is it more than 1.5 years. 1.5 years is a pretty long time for one thing, to have it not do anything, right? Not even 4K a month. Which this month has been my best month so far. And it is the 23rd, so I have a full week left, which is like 25% of the month, okay? If you want to put it like that. And I've already made 2.1K. So that's a good win, you know? It's been my best month so far by a pretty considerable amount, which is good. It's good. We're making progress, okay? Like you're only gonna make progress for so long till you blow up, right? I'm not stagnating, I'm not digressing. Good stuff. But what I'm saying here, guys, is yeah, that's also a thing it makes it hard to decide things, right? Because, you know, like I was literally watching the TikTok shop course yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I think it was today, actually. Bro, it was fucking today. I was like, you know what? I want to see what this TikTok shop's about. And I started looking at the videos again, and I was like, holy shit, I'm actually doing it. So it's hard to make decisions, right? Because I have, you know, I could dabble into some food delivery for extra cash, right? TikTok shop, switching my niche. That's another thing that I was like, fuck, do I switch niche? Like, it can't be that bad, you know? Because the other time I did it in car detailing for like 2 weeks, and I got a client. He actually paid $750 on the call, you know? Like, that quickly. So I'm like, fuck, do I switch niche as well? You know? All these things. What I'm trying to say, guys, that there's all these options, all these things I could do. You could just say options. You could boil it down to options. There's all these options that are not a bad idea, but you can't do all of them, you know? You got to decide what to do. And that was my struggle. Like today it was hard to get anything done because I just didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. Am I going to do this agency? Am I going to do TikTok shop? Am I going to switch niche? Like all this stuff, you know? So that's the problem that I was facing. So I did discover ChatGPT. I boiled it down for you. Guys, essentially what I'm going to do is for 50 days, okay? Until my deadline, I've already established that if I could just fix my sales issue and run ads, okay? If I could run ads like I was in Barcelona, not 75 a day, that's honestly too much, bro. If I make more money, then I will spend more. But what I'm saying is right now, I'm thinking 50 a day. That's good enough, honestly. To be honest with you, 50 days is pretty fucking good. If I do 50 day ads and SMS, and I go way harder than I was in Barcelona, And I do that for 50 days, changing nothing, tree service, period, right? That's what I'm gonna do. And I actually should have clarified this first, but I went through everything. I went through the goal again. What do I actually need to hit? What can I not accept? What equals progress? What doesn't? All this stuff, bro. I wish I could open up the Google Doc. You know what I'm gonna do actually? I'm gonna finish this walk for a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna go in my room and kind of run you guys through everything, because this is very important. You guys gotta understand. I'm going to commit to this for 50 days. 50, okay? That's like 2 months. And it's the only way. Right now, all I could say without the Google Doc in front of me to explain everything is that this is what I decided to do to get out of the situation. I'm not doing TikTok Shop. I'm not switching niche. I'm not doing meal delivery. Maybe if I need extra cash, I'll do a few hours of meal delivery a week. That's it. Like, that is it, bro. I'm committing to this. And that includes spending $3,000 on ads in the next 2 months. I'm committing to this. I'm signing a contract with myself. All right, let me finish this walk. I'll run you guys through some more stuff. And it's gonna be crazy. But the last thing I want to say before I get to the Google Doc is that the reason it's so abrupt is because the upside is that if it really does not work out in 50 days and I truly gave it my all, then most likely I'm either going to succeed, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to give myself permission to pivot, whether it's switching niche or just fucking going for TikTok Shop, because that seems like it's going to be a bit more enjoyable and quite frankly a better vehicle than the agency. And yeah, I'm going to give myself that freedom. Now, to do that, I need to give it my all. I can't half-ass the 50 days. I need to actually, like, relentlessly do action. And the good news, guys, the very good news, I'm basically explaining it all right now, but the good news is that I'm no longer going to be second-guessing what I'm doing. Like, the beautiful thing about this is that I'm not even trying to succeed. I'm just doing a test. Like, I'm just testing it out. I'm basically just testing it out. I'm giving it my fucking all for 50 days. If it fails, cool. Test. I still got, like, the result I needed. An answer. If I do succeed, then even better. You know? So, I like this frame of testing because it allows yourself to basically detach from everything. And you'll be successful at the end of the term. Even if you fail it miserably, you know? If I end up broke with a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills, that's still a win. But the bigger win is that I can allow myself to try something new, since I've really gave this a shot for like almost 2 years now, you know? So I think this is like, but at the end of the day, honestly, if I'm being honest with you, the only way I could not succeed is if I either don't try, or sorry, not try. I'm definitely gonna try. But the only way I fail, guys, is if I don't put in the work, or if something crazy happens. Like, let's say I run the same ads. Let's say I run the same ads and the ads flop. Like, I'm getting no bookings, my show rate's terrible. That's another way it could happen. But it's very unlikely, you know, very unlikely. Very unlikely. But yeah, I'm gonna go to my Google Doc. I'm pretty sweaty already. Walking feels pretty good sometimes, but yeah, see you guys in a bit. Yeah, I'm so glad that I did not go outside, bro. It's raining pretty hard. Yeah, I would have gotten pretty wet. All right, so let me run you guys through this. I'm gonna do it very briefly. I'm gonna emphasize the parts that matter more, obviously. So this is split into 3 sections, all right? What's going on, the contract with myself that I'm signing, literally and spiritually. And the last thing is on day 50, the decision-making process that I'm gonna commit to, because it's gonna be easy to rationalize on day 50 to not let this go, and sunk cost fallacy. So I made 3 parts. Those are the 3 parts. All right, what's going on? So there are 6 points in here that are gonna be pretty easy to understand. So number one is that, and this is covering my long-term plan, okay? So Quadology is a vehicle, not the agency, okay? Quadology is the thing that matters. Agency is the bridge. That's the second thing. So the agency is not the vehicle. The agency is the bridge for me to be able to do Quadology comfortably with my given situation. The bottleneck with the agency is sales. We confirm that. The runway to make this happen is 50 days. This is important because the parents, getting a job, that pressure, the parents strike, all that stuff, it means I don't have a year to like wait and see. I'm just reading the doc basically. ChatGPT is like really good for this, bro. It's really good. And yeah, this is a test. So this is a time-boxed test, not like some year shit. 50 days to see what happens. The fifth thing is that in addition to the 50-day sprint, here's some more stuff. So this is also a way to get out of the fog. Now the fog is like the uncertainty that what I'm doing is good or not. I'm just gonna test, 50 days, decide. It's gonna be very relieving, pretty brutal, but honestly probably relieving, even if things go badly. But at this point, guys, giving myself permission to commit for 50 days with no hesitation and no consequence, that's probably gonna be enough to like get me over the line in the first place. And over this 50 days, I'm gonna invest about 5K. So that includes ads and operational expenses and 1 month of sales IO, okay? And we're only gonna focus on sales execution. And by day 50, we'll have proof. Now here's something very important, okay? Basically, I'm gonna establish peace with myself at like 4K a month. That is the golden number. 4K a month is where we want to be at, because 4K a month, if that's and this has to be recurring revenue, by the way. This cannot be tied to what'd you call it, upfront fees and closes, basically, and that's only 4 clients, so that's nothing. The reason is because if I need to sign clients to make money in the month, then at least to make that 4K, that means I have to run ads or run shit tons of SMS to sign a client, because of just how it seems that it's not very easy to sign a client, even one a month these days with, no ad spend. So it's like, that's how it feels. And yeah, if there's no closes, then I establish the vehicle is broken. At least the vehicle is not suitable enough for me to not justify doing something else, essentially. Because the vehicle is never going to be broken. It's not impossible. I know that. It's not impossible, but there's an easier way to do it. I will pivot to that after this. And then number 6 is measure by execution and not results. So, because if I measure by results, I'm going to freak out before the 50-day trial even ends. Like, I need to just commit to like actual inputs. I just got a notification. Let me check Go High Level real quick. All right, never mind. I'm getting so many dog shit responses from SMS. It's so funny. All right. And then there's a segment called The Brutal Truth. The brutal truth is that I'm just basically reading, okay? Let me try to enunciate my words more. I'm sorry. If I don't run this sprint, I will stay in the loop of maybe it's sales, maybe it's the vehicle for another year. If I do run it, I'll either stabilize or I'll just walk away from it, allowing myself to do something different. Either way, it's going to be better than what I'm doing right now. And this is not my destiny. This is just a test I must run before building Quadology or finding something else to get me to 4K a month. All right, that's what's going on, okay? Now here, and sorry about the shadow, my left hand is like, my left arm is like getting more sore than my right for some reason. All right, here is the contract with myself. And a lot of it's the same shit. So we got a few points here. Number 1 is the truth. Again, Quadology is a vehicle. The agency is my bridge. The survival baseline is 4K a month. 4 to 5K a month, right? Honestly. 4 to 5K a month is good. Once that's hit, Quadology begins, okay? It sounds like I'm reading, but I literally, I'm reading, okay? Again, sales is the bottleneck, and the runway is 50 days. This is all the same shit we discussed. All right, number 2 is the actual sprint. So I'm gonna run a 50-day all in sales sprint. all in sales sprint. That's how you phrase it. And again, I'm going to fund it with like 4.9K, which is basically what I'm paying right now. I'm basically just establishing, I'm not going to not run ads. I need to run ads. And again, I'm going to measure myself by execution. So here's actually some tangible stuff that I wrote down. So by execution, I mean that our ads are running 24/7, at least $50 a day. I'm going to be ruthless on the leverage list. There isn't really a number to put this other than like 90% of my day better be on the leverage list, which is a list that I made for sales for this bottleneck that I must delegate my time to top to bottom. Okay. I'm going to track my day every single day. I am not going to quit in the middle of the sprint. I'm not going to have one of these times where I'm like, oh my God, I got to reassess everything. No. Just pure execution. This is going to be pretty different to what I've been doing because this is my weak spot. I'm not gonna lie. Me committing to something and me blindly executing without overthinking is my main weakness, okay? Which is what I've seen from successful people like Owen and Yu Wang, the guy I talked to yesterday that is running a $2.2 million business a year. That's gonna make more than $2 million a year this year for renovation and remodeling. Actually, he's Edvin's clients, right? People like that, they have done the blind execution, and that's my weakness. So this is another reason why I'm doing this. And yeah, going all fucking in. That's what it says. And another important thing is I will not chase other vehicles, shiny objects, or my parents' approval during this window. Done. That's the actual sprint. That is what I'm going to be doing. And the actual work, if you're wondering, it's basically just the sales leverage list. It's pretty simple, but it's actual work. It's going to help, which is why the resistance is going to be pretty strong, which is why it's probably not going to be the easiest thing, but it'll be fun, All right, number 3 is the outcomes. So by day 50, we already pretty much went over this. By day 50, one of two things will happen. If I close and I stabilize a 3 to 5, or actually no, that says 3 to 5. It needs to be at least 4. 4 to 5K a month clean. I will declare the agency as a working bridge. I will keep it capped. I will buy my freedom, and I will immediately start Quadology. Or number 2 is if I execute fully and I still don't close, the vehicle's broken. I pivot guilt-free, no sunk cost chains, and no regret. Simple. And number 4 is brutal commitment. So I will not inflate the safety threshold beyond 5K. That's not needed. I will not stall Quadology once the baseline is met. I will not blame anyone else for the outcome. And on day 50, I will face the truth and act on it. And that leads me to the final thing on this, which is the day 50 decision process, which is when day 50 comes, no matter how I feel about the agency, I'm going to do this. So there's a couple things here. So number 1 is what makes it viable. 4 to 5K a month clean, and three or more active paying clients. Clean, cut, Now look, if I make $3,500 a month, I'm not gonna quit, right? If I even make 3K a month, depends on what I've been doing. If I know that I could have worked a lot harder, I might still do it. What I'm saying is that if I don't sign any clients, I'm basically quitting, okay? Now, what is not viable is under 4K a month clean. It says that, but I know if I made 3.5, I'd probably keep going. But if it's not close to 4K a month clean, or honestly, if I have fewer than 3 clients cooked, not doing it. 0 new clients, automatic pivot. Now, there is a gray zone rule, okay? Kind of what I've been saying. If there has been a new client or 3K in revenue total, I could only extend the time of 50 days if I name one clear specific factor that I've not tested in the sprint or that I could have done a lot better. There, of course, are going to be things that I can improve on, but if there's something that I know that was like totally controllable and like not nearly as good as it should be, I will extend that briefly. Which, no matter what happens, dude, the thing that matters is not like it's not that I'm like gonna quit or whatever. The thing that matters is that I give myself permission to commit and perform a test that if it goes totally wrong, I'm in debt and everything, I'm not going to do the agency anymore. I'm just not. If it's going really well, but I don't hit 4 to 5K a month, I will probably still do it for a little bit. If I hit 4 to 5K a month, I will continue doing it. It's just giving myself that permission to give that time frame for myself to ruthlessly execute and just see what happens. I don't really have a goal. My goal is to do the best I can, and I know for a fact I could definitely sign a client or two in 2 months. It's ridiculous to say that I can't do that. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous, you know? All right, that's what I've been up to, all right? This has been a pretty long journal, over 30 minutes. It's going to be a pain in the ass to upload. But this needs to be documented. I'm actually committing to this, okay? I still need to process it. I still need to clear some shit out, like that's all around me. Delete the distractions, all that stuff. Because for the past week or two, I've been very distracted in terms of like macro. So yeah, in the grand scheme of things, that's what's going on. Nothing really else I want to mention, to be honest. I've covered everything. I actually got $600 a day. I'm talking with this random guy who wants his AdSense account back up, and he'll pay me like a good amount of money if I do it. So that's another option. I have quite a few options to make quick cash, which will be cool. Selling my shit, doing some assignments here and there, all that stuff. But yeah, we're doing it, man. We're gonna make this happen. It's gonna feel good. I'm actually gonna know what I'm doing with full conviction. I'm pretty tired though. So I'll see you guys later, and yeah, bye.